Sarah.
And I'm David. We're talking about Big Brother.
The Sunday episode to recap,
yes.
Then we have spoilers, and I can't believe the feeds have been on for less than a week.
Oh my
It
Lord.
has been a busy week.
Things are happening.
We are already playing.
Yes, right. This is the advantage, I think, of having some recruits or several recruits in the cast, because people are just figuring out how to play Big Brother, and the strategy's a little messy, and that makes the feeds more fun for us.
It's true.
Yeah.
That is true. I mean, we're going, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But also, this is entertaining.
Yep. So immediately following the HOH competition, we've got Christy as our HOH, and right away we see Ovi trying to butter up Christy, saying, I feel so good about it. I'm so glad that you won. I feel good that it was you. And she's like, oh yeah, I feel good about you too. I need to change clothes now.
It didn't seem like a two-way conversation there.
Right.
It was just really Ovi.
But he's trying, but then...
Kind of the theme of this episode.
I know, which is a bummer. But then it's sort of on to Kat.
Yes.
And Kat is paranoid.
Yes. Okay, well this is interesting to see because we had already talked about the audio leak, knowing that Kat was going to be a nominee.
Yeah,
And Christy kind of was like, ugh, she just seems paranoid. She's like running up to me like, you're gonna put me up, you're gonna put me up. But now we see this sort of a more
bigger
calm
picture
version of this, of like sitting in a group. And it was Bella who runs up and is like, I have to tell you some information.
Yeah. And Kat, I think, she's paranoid, but she's being kind of reasonable about it, because she's making the point of like, I was one to drop really soon, so like maybe she'll put me up as a nominee, which is a good, fair thought, because it's so early in the game. So like, I think it's right to sort of think through every scenario and think, well, I dropped early, so maybe I'm going to be a nominee. Like, she's just kind of having an honest moment.
She wasn't the first, and she wasn't the second.
She wasn't.
So her little reasoning doesn't actually hold up.
It doesn't really add up, but she's just...
She's one of those people.
Yeah, right. We've learned that about her this week on the feeds, that she is paranoid.
Here's what I have a problem with, though. So we see Christy in this little kumbaya circle, and she was like, ugh, well, this is just easy. I mean, is anybody close to Kat?
Yeah.
Looking around the circle. Now Big Brother shows us a shot of Holly's face. And I'm like, okay, here we go. All right, give me this package.
Give me.
I see a shot, now they're gonna cut to the DR, and Holly's gonna be like,
well,
so Catherine and I
go way back.
Do pageant. Nope, none of that. I got nothing. They're like, Holly's face, Christy's face. Holly's face, Christy's face. Well, then I guess she was just presented to me on a silver platter.
Yes.
What? Nothing? They're not going to give us any?
Nothing.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
And then Cliff, of course, is like coming up as another option for Christine to nominate, because he's the obvious choice. He's the old guy, right?
Blah, blah, blah. We've talked about this. Boo on you.
Yes.
Moving on. All right. Now, another scene. We had already seen last week that this 8 alliance was formed, and now they have to have a name.
Right.
Not the Hateful Eight.
No.
The Grateful Eight.
The Grateful Eight. The Great
With
Fall.
an 8.
Yes.
Good to know. I was spelling it wrong this whole time.
Right.
Now I know.
So let's run down the Grateful Alliance. 2
Jacks, a Nick, a Tommy, a Christy, a Bella, a Sis, and a Holly.
There we go.
That's 8. Now, side note, there are multiple versions of this 8.
Right.
That are 6. Because there was a 6 without Tommy and Holly. And now there has become a 6 within this group without Nick and Bella.
Right.
But we also have the 8. Okay, great.
It's so confusing, all these like alliances.
Lots of alliances.
So many different groups and pairings and all of this.
And Jack is the final 2 with everybody.
Right.
Okay.
He is in all of them.
And now Christy does go ahead and tell Cliff that he's going to be a pawn.
Oh, she can't even keep it together. She's like sobbing at the thought of even telling him that he's going on the block.
So maybe you shouldn't put him up on the block, Christy.
Maybe that's an indication that it's not a good move.
Your guts. This isn't feeling right with your chi or something.
And this is exactly what I wanted from Christy coming into this season. And we knew it, right?
Yeah.
We knew she's into this Zen stuff.
Right.
Because maybe she's emotionally a little all over the place. So she has to constantly center herself. But she's delivering what I was hoping from her.
Now this was interesting.
Yes.
We first see Jack, Nick, and Tommy flirty.
Cuddle buddies.
Talky.
Yes, spooning.
About their alliance. Whoa, zoom over.
There's Ovi.
There's more people in the room.
Well, first of all, Cliff is snoring away.
So that does not help Ovi, who is literally like, ooh.
Right. But I think it does kind of disguise the fact that he's lying awake because they hear Cliff snoring, so they must think like, okay, now's a good time to chat because like these people are clearly asleep. Ovi, however, is not asleep. So he just overhears this vague, you know, talk about an 8. He doesn't really know who's talking. He knows the group, but he doesn't know who specifically is talking. He just hears chatter. And
good thing he doesn't hear that, well, maybe it's not a good thing, but his name was mentioned. But he doesn't hear any of the names, whether they're in the group or being targeted.
Yeah.
Cliff snoring.
Yeah.
And he also apparently doesn't hear that it is Jack talking.
Yes.
Because he names Nick and he names Tommy, but he proceeds like Jack was not a part of this.
Right.
So the first person we see him talk to is Sis.
Right.
Annalise goes by Sis.
Right.
Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but it didn't seem, again, like a two-way conversation.
No. Come on.
Why do you think that she's working with you?
I know, you gotta like put out feelers before you just spill all the information you have, because he is going to her and he has this viewpoint of like, okay, I can tell like things are maybe starting to happen, so I gotta get in before those things actually happen. Little does he know that things have already happened. The Grateful is a thing, and now he's going to Sis, who is in that alliance, and he's telling her, I heard like this group talking about this and that.
Yeah, we should be worried. If you hear anything, let me know. And she's like, can't make eye contact with him. She's like, yeah, oh yeah, of course. You know I got your back.
Ooh, for sure.
Ovi!
I know. And it's like we had so much hope for him coming into the game because he seemed like a student of the game, and he does know the game and know the strategy, but he's lacking a little bit of social awareness of whether people are trustworthy.
No awareness. Yeah. Oh my goodness. To me, it seems like he likes Sis.
Yep.
And he wants to work with her.
He feels good about Sis.
So he's going to approach her.
Yeah.
But that's not a two-way thing. He's saying, I want this, is what it appears like. Yeah. Without getting anything back.
Right.
Okay, this is just me ramping up.
Oh, because it gets worse.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets worse.
We go to our activity con. We have been hearing about this. What is this?
Right.
And here we are.
Yes. So it's sort of like 3 different competitions.
Yes.
People have to self-select like which comp they want to play.
Knowing nothing.
Right, knowing nothing. But they do know it's like panic or chaos or nightmare, but who knows what those are. They just have to like put their name under a thing. Yeah. Then it's revealed what week these competitions are going to be played. Right. And the first one is Nightmare. And the players we have for Nightmare are Cliff, Catherine, Ovi, Nicole, and Bella. And Cliff and Catherine are, we know, going to be the initial nominees this week, and I'm like, this is interesting that these two, who I know are going to end up on the block, are now in this competition. Is this going to change the dynamic of the week? No.
And we should say... No, it does not. We should say that no one revealed who won the activity comp on the feet. So going into this, we're like, I mean, you can kind of be like, you know, I know there's some people like Ovi who wouldn't have anyone to spill it to. Yeah. So, but we did not know who was gonna win this. Yes. Now the first round. Okay, wait. They're smelling horrible things.
Oh my God.
David, you and I are producers. Yes. We have been in these positions. If someone said to you, I need you to collect some urine for this competition, what?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. In my producer brain, I'm thinking, there's no way that's coyote urine and bobcat urine. They are just coming up with horrible smells and labeling them these things because it's funny, right? But they didn't actually pull real bobcat urine.
Look at you. I was thinking the other way. I was like, okay, so a poor PA put a bunch of bobcats in a cage, and he didn't really collect the urine, but they all peed there, and then he took the mat out. Like, I was thinking of it that way.
Well, listen, it is Big Brother. They have a big budget, so maybe they did collect a bunch of bobcats.
They're like, go back to the bobcat cage, pull out the paper.
Right.
I don't know, but that competition was disgusting, and they looked like they were disgusting.
Oh, yeah. They were all, like, gagging, and, you know, this is what I love about, one of the many things I love about Big Brother, is these, like, crazy competitions where they put these people through hell, and it's all for some prize I don't even know what it is.
And for our enjoyment.
And for our enjoyment, for sure. I also loved that Cliff, just aside, Cliff had a pet skunk growing up that they named Oreo, and I have to tell you, my dad had a pet skunk growing up, and he had an even less creative name. They named it Stinky. So Cliff and my dad, 2 peas in a pod.
Okay.
No wonder I like Cliff.
Right? Well, unfortunately, no one gets it round 1.
No.
So we go to round 2, and it's not till round 3 that Ovi finally puts this all together.
Right. And
everyone's like fairly close, you know, 1 or 2 wrong.
Yeah,
you know,
right. Because there's only 3, and like a couple of times people have only gotten 1 wrong.
Yeah.
But Ovi gets it right, and I'm like, that tracks. Like, he's a Big Brother super fan. I don't know that
he's smart.
Being a super fan has anything to do with your sense of smell.
No, but he can figure things out.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, great. Like, this is the potential I wanted to see from Ovi. He's winning comps.
Yes. And now I have to say, I love this power. He goes and they reveal the power to us, and it very specifically says, after nomination ceremony, if you don't like those nominees, who's on the block, in the middle of the night, everyone will be woken up.
You're turning this into a nightmare.
They'll have to go down, which I would love to see these people in the middle of the night, a mess.
Groggy, eye masks, askew.
And an HOH being like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Your 2 people that you put on the block are now safe.
Safe for the week.
And you need to pick 2 more.
On the spot.
I love it.
Yeah, and it's good for the first 6 nomination ceremonies. But it's only good right after those initial nominations. And that turns out to be key based on what happens.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Ovi keeps this a secret. Plays it off pretty well with people. They're comparing answers and whatnot. But now Ovi's into his next big move. He needs to put together that alliance.
Oh boy, I gotta like get some people on my side.
Gotta do damage control with this 8 he heard about.
Yes, right.
So he puts together who he thinks would be a great alliance.
And it's the people from the 8.
It is 4. It is half of Grateful 8.
Yeah, who is it? It's
Plus
Jack.
Jack, the 2 Jacks.
The Jacks.
Christy and Sis. These are the people he feels the closest to. And by the closest, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Now, this is really painful to watch because
we know what they're talking about.
If you have seen the feeds at all, or I don't know, been on the internet, you have heard how mean they have been to Ovi. Yes. I mean, to the point where I don't want Ovi to leave the house because I don't want him to hear how mean they were.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's not to his face, so I guess on one hand, that's nice.
Sure, yeah. I guess it's polite to talk behind someone's back as opposed to their face.
I mean, it's not, but I'm just saying at least he's not like being
ignorance
attacked.
is bliss kind of thing, you know?
A little bit.
Yeah.
They clearly don't like him.
No.
They say kind of rude things about him behind his back.
And now when he's pitching this alliance to their faces, they are subtly making fun of him by saying, oh, am I thankful or am I grateful? Oh, I'm so grateful. I have so much gratitude for this alliance that you're offering. They're like making fun of him to each other without him really knowing it. It's just so awful.
And, you know, they're not saying a lot, but, you know, obviously if anyone says, let's do an alliance, you're not going to say no.
No, of course not.
So they're like, let's do it. But it's not gung-ho and genuine, so the fact that he feels good about it, just really broke my heart to see that scene. I had no idea that had happened.
Yeah.
I just thought he was an outsider because people aren't really including him.
Right.
But he doesn't know he's an outsider.
Yeah. But like, I don't think yet Ovi had really become a target. People just don't like him. But then Kemi, we see, comes up to the HOH room and she wants to talk game with Christy and Jack. This is like the last little bit we see before the episode is over. And, you know, Christy still has not named her nominees. Yeah. And so Kemi's sort of throwing out Ovi as a potential nominee, like maybe he's a threat.
Yeah, it seemed just like casual game talk of like, do you need a name? Like, how you doing?
Sure,
because like, I don't know about Ovi, you know?
Well, Jack and Christy are not having that.
How dare she?
Right.
She's not not in our alliance. Okay, she doesn't know your alliance.
Yeah, what?
Oh my goodness.
She's just trying to play Big Brother and come up to the HOH room and maybe throw something out.
The audacity.
They go to that storage room
game.
and they are aghast at each other, like mouths open. Who is she bossing around? Who does she think she is? Like, it was a totally outsized reaction to the situation.
Yes.
And that now is a hint at more of what's to come. But the episode ends with Christy naming her nominees, which is what we knew was going to happen. Cliff and Catherine are now on the block next to each other.
So let's go into spoilers.
Spoilers. Okay, we're getting good at that.
We're getting it. We are. Okay, well, let's start with the fact that their behavior in the storage room, how like off the charts that was.
Yeah.
Is Jack and Christy.
Yeah.
That is, okay, feeds went on Wednesday night after the show, and people are in terror.
Oh, yeah.
Because of this crazy behavior. I mean, first off, Christy does talk a mile a minute. She talks a lot, and her story flips depending on who she's talking to. But Jack is very much like, what? You know, like, who do you think you are? He's very much king of the mountain.
Right.
And so when she's with him, it's like, can you believe it?
Yeah.
They think that they're, you know, whatever it is.
It's just like very big reactions.
Yeah. Well, they've had a lot of power this first couple weeks, and I think it just suits them.
Yeah.
And so they just are like riding high with it.
Yes.
They're gonna have to get knocked down a little bit. By the time we get to the feeds, that little audio clip we had was severely outdated. Because yes, Catherine and Cliff were on the block, but the plan was backdooring Kimmy, and there's a lot of just a negative talk about Kimmy. They can't stand Kimmy, blah, 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 blah.
She's poison. She's one of the most dangerous players in the game.
We don't know what happened.
Where is all this coming from?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if she had said the guy's name.
Yeah, because she
was Spanish. She was a part of that.
Yeah.
So it could have happened, but we just don't know. We don't know the extent, but they are livid about it. We should also say that Holly is doing whatever she can to save Catherine because they know each other.
But she's not telling anybody that. And we still have not addressed it.
We have not addressed it, but it is clear, you know, that she just wants Catherine saved. So there's just a lot of different agendas happening. But the plan is to backdoor Kimmy.
Yes.
But now we've also seen Christy, again, like I said, her story changes depending on who she's talking to. So if she's not talking to one of the Jacks, she's like, why am I backdooring Kimmy? Like that, I've got nothing against Kimmy. Like, am I playing their game for them?
Yes, but by the time she gets to this position of like, why am I backdooring Kimmy? It's too late because she's already talked to all of the people who she's picked to play the veto competition, and everybody understands that there's a backdoor play that is planned. And so they all have their like power of veto scenarios worked out. Are they to win power of veto? And some people, like Sam, have already told the person that they would take down that they're going to take them down. Like they're just 10 steps ahead of where they should be. And so if Christy's starting to get cold feet about Kimmy, well, that ship has kind of sailed and a backdoor plan is in motion whether you want it to be Kimmy or not.
Well, basically, that's what we find out. Because there are moments when Tommy's like, whoa, just calm down, like, let's not rock the boat. She's like, oh, yeah. The 8 want this, so yeah, not worrying about it yet. And then, you know, at one point, Nick's like, but he's part of the 8, and he's still like, is this part of your game?
Is this good for your game, Christy, specifically?
Because we should say Nick and Bella are a bit of a duo, and Bella is liked by a lot of people. She's in a lot of rooms. She has a lot of information. And she kind of wanting to save Kimmy was like, what? I don't know that Kimmy is like, why are we backdooring her? Just those kind of conversations lead Nick to say, Christy, like, is this good for your game? Like, why are we doing this? But anyway, back and forth. It's not until Nicole says to Christy, game aside, Kimmy loves you. And that really hit Christy.
Tears. Like,
yes.
So upset. And she's like, I love Kimmy. Yes. What am I doing?
Why am I doing this? This is not my game. Jack is just coming on too strong.
Right.
He can backdoor her or whatever if he wins HOH.
Yes, right.
So now we get to what you're talking about where we are already, the veto has been played.
Yeah.
Sam has won it.
Yes.
He has told Cliff,
I'm
taking you down, buddy.
Yeah. And Christy kind of goes to Sam and she's like, what if I don't want to backdoor Kimmy? And Sam's like, well, look, I told Cliff already that I was going to take him down, so I've got to take him down.
I'm using the veto.
Yeah, right.
So together they come up with Ovi.
Yes.
Now we've moved off of Kimmy, but Sam's going to use that veto, so who's it going to be? And Ovi really is this outsider. And he has been kind of a name, not seriously thrown out there, but like floating around where she could be like, okay, I'll just do him.
And it's not like anybody actively hates him like they seem to do with Kimmy. It's just that he's kind of an outsider. He's not really close with anybody, so okay, maybe we just do Ovi this time.
Yeah, and honestly, when they have sort of brought his name up, it was like, we'll get him out like week 3, week 4.
Yeah.
Like, he's not someone we want to work with, but he's not this target right now. So honestly, I thought he was safe. Like a few days ago, I was like, well, I'm mad they don't like him, but at least he's safe. And all of a sudden, wait, what? He's on the block.
Right.
So here we are.
Here we are.
With Ovi's just surprised that he's on the block. He did not see that coming. He, you know, kind of thought he was close with Christy.
Right.
How dare she? But Christy, of course, is like, dude, I just didn't know what to do in the moment. She's playing this off like she had no idea that Sam was actually going to use the veto.
Which she did.
And Sam and she talked about that they were going to play it off where they kind of were like not close. And then they were going to make up the next day. I don't know that anyone even noticed or paid attention because a lot of people in the house know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's not like she can fake it. She's just basically faking it to Ovi.
Right.
She's like, Ovi, you're not the target. Like, I just didn't know what to do.
Right.
He just, like, I was surprised. So, you know, at this point, maybe Ovi is gullible enough to believe that. He does immediately start, you know, talking to people because he's just, like, hurt.
Yeah.
He's a little teary on the feeds.
Yeah.
And he's like, I might need your support, you know, and everyone's like, I don't think you're in trouble, dude. I think, like, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Just like, don't freak out this week. Just stay cool and you'll be okay.
And a lot of people are saying things to him like, well, look, if you've got the numbers, I will totally vote to save you. Like kind of being a little non-committal about it, but saying to his face, like, if you got the numbers, I'm on your side, dude. So like reassuring him, you know.
And unfortunately, it's the people that he could potentially work with or flip that are like, you know, I gotta go with the house, but like, I'll try to go for you. Like, those are the people that actually could potentially work with him, like a Cliff and a Nicole. But it's like the Jacks and Christy who are 100% voting to evict him, who are like, cool, you're good, you're good, don't even worry about it, all good. So he's obviously being lied to, but he's in the Big Brother house, but that worries me, because like, he doesn't have the big picture, he already has a lack of awareness, we've learned. So I don't know that he can even come up with a strategy, because he's just not seeing the big picture.
Because like Sarah said, there's a bunch of maybe votes, but he's not piecing together those maybe votes. He's relying on votes that are going to be against him as sure things. So if he goes to, like, say he goes to a Nick, who I think is someone he could potentially flip. But if he goes to a Nick and he's like, I got the Jacks and I got Christy and whatever, Nick knows that he doesn't have those people, so Nick is not convinced that he should vote for Ovi. Like, Ovi really needs to be piecing together those, like, outsider votes and forming those into a little bit of a coalition, and then maybe he could make something out of this case, but I don't know that he's going to connect those dots.
Okay, we should now say that the girls kind of put together a bit of a girls' alliance. We see this every year.
Every year there's an all-girls alliance.
And it never works.
And this one is being spearheaded. This one is being spearheaded by Jessica.
And it comes out of the spirit of, wow, that was a close one. We almost had to backdoor Kimmy.
Mm-hmm.
We saved her in the nick of time.
Right.
Girls together.
Right.
And Christy's like, yeah, we put up a guy to balance it. Let's save Kat.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like rallying with this, like, we're gonna save Kat and vote out Ovi. And literally Kat is the one of the girls who could care less about the girls.
Oh my God.
Because she is in love with Jackson.
AKA Mickey.
So the one time that this girls alliance is gonna work is probably this week. It'll fall apart after this week, but it'll work this week. And unfortunately, Kat is a number for the Jacks. That girls want to go against the Jacks, but they think getting rid of Ovi is going against the Jacks. And that is where we're all a mess here.
Yeah. The thing I like about the girls situation, there's the big girls alliance, which, like Sarah said, is not going to last. But there's a smaller contingent that are going by the Black Widows. And I really hope that this can take off and actually do something. We've got a Kemi, we've got a Jessica, we've got Bella, and we've got Nicole.
Yes. Those girls could get some stuff done.
Yeah.
If they stop listening to Jessica and maybe start listening to Kimmy and Nicole. Because those two girls do see what's going on. And Bella. Bella actually has information.
She does have information.
She's in all the rooms.
Yeah.
If they can actually put their information together, they could do some interesting stuff.
Yeah, if they start comparing notes, like they really, I think, could have a really good beat on like what's happening in the house.
Either it comes from them or it could come from Ovi. But the key words here are, I'm gonna go after Jack. The house has already got Jack's number. They just need someone brave enough to go after him.
Right.
And so if Ovi said, hey girls, you keep me, I'll go after Jack, they would do it. He'd be able to stay and he would have a fighting chance.
Right.
If the girls came up with that plan and said, hey, let's just approach Ovi and see.
Yeah.
But they're not going to because they think that Kat would help them go against the Jacks. And that is incorrect.
Oh, yes. So these people are still kind of figuring out the lay of the land.
It's only technically week 2 for them, week 1 for us.
Yes.
I get it. They just can't figure it all out yet. We see it and they don't.
Yeah. And the bummer is that if Ovi does leave this week, he leaves with this nightmare power in his pocket and we don't get to see that play out.
I want to see it so badly.
Yeah, and that's the bummer of the like particulars of this power is that he was a renom, so it doesn't have the power unless he's actually like placed on the block in the initial nomination ceremony. So it would be great if he stayed so that if he's put up again, he can really shake up the game.
If he for some reason does convince people to keep him or the house changes and he stays, they will put him up next week. He'll become the pawn.
Yeah, right.
And it would be amazing.
Yeah.
But you know what? He thinks he's working with Jack, and so unfortunately, I just don't see any hope for Ovi.
Yeah.
Which is a real bummer.
Too bad.
But it's kind of a good lesson to remember that we all think we know this game.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk about strategy all day long.
Yeah.
But throw us in the middle of that house does not mean you can see what's actually going on.
That's right. It's not necessarily knowing the game. It's about being able to read people.
Yeah.
And Ovi's not great at reading people, unfortunately.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
I am shocked
that
he thinks his do or die is Jack.
Who is like full on betraying him.
Full on! Ay, ay, ay. Wow. Okay. Well, like I said, I feel like the feeds have been on for like a month already.
Yeah.
And it hasn't even been a week.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if Ovi can put something together. I mean, Kat seems like she'll be fun feeds for sure because she's a mess.
Yeah.
But she's not going to do anything for the game.
Right.
So I think I would prefer Ovi to stay.
I would too, because Kat is definitely just a number for people. She's not making any big game moves or organizing, you know, any kind of strategy or group or anything.
I would say, let's say who we're most surprised about.
Okay.
Because I'm very surprised about Nick and Holly.
Oh, I'm so surprised by Holly. I don't think Holly's been like making any huge game moves. But that's maybe better at the beginning of the game. You gotta kind of lay low. Nick's kind of doing the opposite of that, and I am surprised by Nick too, because like, he really is a strategic thinker. He might be doing too much too soon, because if you keep playing this big, people will catch on to you eventually. That's what I kind of like about Holly's game. Yeah. She strikes me as very smart and very like observant of what's going on around her and like kind of playing into the right places at the right times. But I think she's got more in her that we haven't seen yet. So I think that's huge. That's
the thing. She's not doing anything right now. Like, I think some people are like, who's Holly? Where is she?
Yeah.
But it's because she's staying out of the drama, which is great.
Yeah.
Her social game is just fine. People like her.
Yeah.
But she is watching and she's smart. The few times that she has spoken up this week has been specifically to save Kat, which is a shame because Holly, you shouldn't waste your energy trying to like keep Kat in the game.
Right.
But if she's good at comps down the road, then I think she's gonna swoop in towards the end here.
Yeah.
Now, Nick might be doing a little too much too soon, but he has shown that he's got his eye on the prize.
Yes.
He understands this game enough.
Yeah.
And he's not rubbing people the wrong way.
Not
like
yet.
the other dudes that he's aligned with are gonna be the targets before he is.
Yeah, so if he's smart, he'll keep at least one of them around for a while so that he always kind of has a shield, you know?
But he's also gonna let other people take those shots at the people he's being protected by, but knows that they have to go out.
Yes.
Right, so that impresses me. And not that Bella's playing an amazing game, but she's in the right places at the right time and people want to confide in her. And so if she plays that right, can really run with it.
And listen, I'm impressed that Cliff is not going home first as well.
Cliff is doing great.
That is a coup.
He gives feedsters a shout out in the morning.
Yes.
He is, gosh, I feel so bad that he has to hang out with these crazies, but he's doing a great job.
Listen, he's playing exactly the game he needs to play to stay. And it's not necessarily like a big, flashy, strategic, mastermind kind of game, but he can't really do that because, like, again, these people just need one reason to be like, you are gone. Like, you are an outsider, you're different, and now you think you're going to be running this show? No. Like, especially, like, the way that the things that we've seen from Christy and Jack, right? Yeah. So Cliff is just being lovable, being that dad figure, making the good jokes, dressing in the weird hats. Like, that's exactly how he should be playing, and I'm glad to see it.
Absolutely. I love it. You guys, please tell us what you think about this first week of episodes.
Oh my Lord.
What you think about these house guests. Has anyone surprised you?
Yes. And who do you think is going to be evicted at this first live eviction ceremony?
Right. Can anyone make a move?
Yes. Now we will be back following that first live eviction.
Yes.
So let us know what you think, and we will see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.